burning, explosions, massive AoE destruction, and cuteness, of course. If you are the type who loves these kinds of things, you'll surely enjoy having Ruby in your team. The weapon and the matrices offer a lot in terms of boosting that flame attack, and I strongly believe that even at 1-star advancement, she can still be useful to the team. And in my opinion, that kind of makes her essential for the flame team compositions right now. So in this video, we are going to review Ruby's stats, attacks, skills, discharge, advancements, and matrices. We'll try to showcase them one by one, show you how they work, and let you know what I think about Ruby overall. If you don't know much about her yet and are thinking whether or not to pull for her, this video is for you. And just a quick disclaimer, I've been playing on the test server days before the launch, and I made this video here in advance, so some things could still change. But anyhow, hopefully this can give you some insights and more information that you might need for whatever purpose you might have. I'm also going to be uploading more videos real soon of Ruby's actual gameplay with the proper setup and different team compositions, especially when partnered with Cobalt B. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook at fb.gg/mousetv. And lastly, this is global server, so I don't care much about the CN stuff and the comparisons or whatever because it's different here, and so that we can avoid things like, oh my god, she got nerfed in global, she's strong in CN, I'm not gonna pull for her now and I'm gonna quit and do 1-star review, blah blah blah. So let's try to avoid those and just take a look at Ruby as she is in the global server. With that, let's begin. Ruby has an S tier 11.5 shatter and an A tier 8.0 charge, which looks like it is on the low end, but don't worry because they are going to be reinforced further via her skills, advancements, and attack multipliers. She also has a Flame Resonance, which has the same value as Cobalt B's 15% flame attack and 25% flame resistance, but do take note, if you use them both, the Flame Resonance will not stack. For now, let's take a look at the attacks. The first one is the Spark attack. Just use normal attacks 5 times in a row. Second one is Gotcha, which is like a laser beam when you hold the attack button. It also consumes endurance. Next is Lockdown Zone. It imprisons and burns the target for 3 seconds. It seems like a pretty decent control skill, but it does not work on boss monsters. You can do this by holding the attack button and after the second attack. If you hold it longer, it can transition into the laser beam. Really cool stuff right there. I'm not so sure, but maybe it can work decently in PvP. The fourth one is the Aerial Discharge. You can do this by jumping and attacking 4 times in a row. Another type of aerial attack is the Blazing Dive. You can do this by holding the attack button while airborne. Her dodge attack, Go Dolly, is very useful as well. Here, she throws Dolly to deal damage and taunt nearby monsters for 1.5 seconds. However, it does not work in group play, so you'll find it more useful in solo contents like Bygone Phantasm, Wormhole, etc. It can also vacuum monsters into a spot almost instantly when you use it, but I'm not sure whether this is intended or not because it honestly looks weird for monsters to just get teleported like this. Also, as you can see, if you add a direction when doing this dodge attack, it will auto-target the enemies. But if you don't add the direction button, it's going to throw Dolly to where your character is facing. The best thing about Go Dolly is that it benefits from Dolly's domain or the Simulacra Awakening of Ruby. It increases the flame damage received by all enemies within 5 meters of Dolly by 8%, which I assume also works when other players hit the target with a flame attack. And just by throwing this doll, you can instantly get 12% flame attack for 10 seconds. So let's take a look at how it actually works. Our flame attack right now is 1402. The increase is going to be based only on the base flame attack, which is currently at 1219. Here we can see the 12% flame attack buff tooltip above our HP bar. And our flame attack actually increased, which is now at 1549. Just do the math to confirm. And by doing damage test, we can see that it actually adds about 20% or so additional damage when we use it. Sparkling Collider is the skill of Ruby, which does quite a lot of things and it looks very complicated. So let's try to break it down bit by bit to avoid confusion. Number 1, this summons a tiny cube called Spark for 15 seconds and it bounces between monsters, slowing their movement and attack speed. You can also kinda have it bounce manually by touching it. Number 2, as for the damage, it scales up to 700% depending on the distance. Here, as you can see, the damage is low when I'm near and it is higher when I'm further away from the target. Number 3, if the target is already burning, it will deal additional 45% of the remaining seconds of damage that the burn will deal. It's kinda difficult to pinpoint the damage, but here's the screenshot to show you the additional damage after burning the target with a fully charged flame weapon. So basically, the higher the total remaining would-be damage of the burn, the better. It also applies the hot mark or heat or scorching heat mark depending on the official translation when Ruby is out officially. And this lasts for 25 seconds and increases Ruby's basic attack damage by 30%. So here's the damage without the mark. And here it is when there is a mark. Number 5, it also has a passive effect. When Spark is on the field from Ruby's skill, you can gain 1 stack of heat energy when you hit the enemy using a basic attack. You can only get 1 every 0.9 seconds and up to maximum of 8 stacks. Once you reach the 8 stacks, you will gain the ultimate heat energy, which increases the flame attack by 10% for 25 seconds. And so overall, you're gonna have to cast Spark Crush and immediately do some basic attacks to hit that 8 hit energy stacks and activate the ultimate hit energy. For the Discharge, it is pretty straightforward with a massive 750% multiplier AoE damage that will have additional 45% of the remaining seconds of damage that the burn will deal. Overall, with Ruby's skill and Discharge, burn effect can help deal additional damage, so it might be nice to pair them with a weapon with high total burn damage. Now, let's see how Ruby's attacks and skills can be improved further by the weapon advancements. Here's the damage at A0. At A1, it increases Sparky's basic attack damage to 80% from previously 30% when the target has the Scorching Heat debuff from Ruby's skill. Now, from about 1,500 damage before, it appears to be reaching roughly 2,700 already. For A2, it just adds a bit more damage from the stats growth. And now at A3, it increases the flame damage by 8% and the remaining bonus damage of the burn we saw earlier, which was 45%, in A3 it will increase to 75%. Again, at A4, it just adds a bit more damage from the stats growth. Once you reach A5, the charging becomes super fast. Every time you hit an enemy, there is a 75 points bonus charge with a 0.9 seconds cooldown. And once the ultimate hit is activated with 8 stacks of hit energy, you're also gonna get 25% shatter bonus buff. As you can see, the charging is really insane and the shatter boost is also there. Finally, at A6, it increases the basic attack damage once again to 160%. It also reduces the cooldown of the skill to 16 seconds, which makes it more spammable and also doubles the hit energy gain. Take note that these bonuses only apply when there is a hit mark on the enemy. The damage can now reach up to 5,000 after marking the enemy with Ruby's skill. And each successful attack gains 2 hit energy stacks instead of 1. And so yeah, A5 with A6 are mostly gonna turn the weapon rotation and buff application faster. For the matrices, the 2-piece set gives an automatic 8% flame attack increase by default just by using a skill, and it lasts for 25 seconds. So this in itself is already useful enough. Just to be sure, let's check if it works. And for the 4-piece set, you're gonna get some kind of buff for 15 seconds wherein you can get 2% flame damage increase for every successful basic attack. This can go up to 6 stacks, which is 12% total at A0, and a shield that can block a damage one time. I think that's gonna be pretty much for this video. For the gameplay, let's save it for another day. I don't want to make this video super long and I want to talk more about skill rotation and gameplay in detail. Again, I'm gonna be uploading more videos about it with some guides, so make sure that you subscribe or follow me on Facebook and YouTube, wherever. So overall, I think Ruby, in terms of the enjoyment side, I really love the gameplay. She also does not need lots of advancement to be useful. 1 star is okay for better damage and lesser cooldown of her skills. 3 stars, advancement is just fine. The skill kit in itself can already buff a lot. And at 5 stars, I think she would truly shine with additional shatter and faster charging, which kind of solves the relatively lower base stats when compared to other simulacras. The matrices are also going to be very essential if you really want to maximize that damage output from a flame composition. A 2-piece set, however, should be just fine. No need for 4, but of course 4 is better. I don't see much problems with her right now aside from the discharge, which kind of overshoots when the target is very near, but that's pretty much understandable. And in terms of the meta min-maxing stuff, I actually got a chance to compare it in the test server with the more common standard vault compositions available in the game right now, like the Samir, Nemesis, and King combination. And I tried my best to get the stats, like the attack and the matrices and all the other stuff, close to each other, and I actually did not find as much difference in terms of damage output and overall performance. And I tried this in the mob floor in Bygone Phantasm, which I really love because it does not make the older banners and compositions totally irrelevant just yet. Again, I'm gonna be uploading more videos soon with other team compositions like this one and let you know what I think about them. Make sure you subscribe so that you won't miss out. And yeah, I hope you learned something today. In case I missed something or I said something wrong, please do let us know in the comment section. my time in the test server is very limited. Might not be 100% super duper accurate and super nice. So your thoughts and your comments are very important. And yeah, I'm also curious, what do you think about Ruby? Is she someone you're gonna pull for? Why or why not? And if you have already tried her, feel free to share us your experience so that other people would get some ideas too. And that's gonna be all for this video. Thank you for watching and see you soon.